Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be doing a quadcopter build, and this is going to be our motor testing quad. I chose this frame just because of, its weight. It's not super light and it's not super heavy. It's like right there in the middle towards the heavy side. This will give us a very good comprehensive review of how strong the motors are and how, just an average frame there for everybody. So I don't make a super light build and just every motor is just super awesome. This way we can actually see how they perform out, and soon we'll be doing thrust tests and all that kind of crazy stuff on these motors. And this is going to be the motor testing quad. So let's just talk about the components here. For ESC, I'm going to be using the Racerstar Tattoo 4-in-1 ESC. This is going to be the real world testing for this ESC. When we tested it on the bench, it seemed pretty good. So this is going to be our testing for the real world testing here. For flight controller, I've decided to go with the Matek here. And this is the Matek all-in-one flight controller. I know a lot of people are having issues with the yaw twitch on noisy ESCs. So I don't know how these two are going to get along, but hopefully they'll get along just fine. This will tell us how good this one is, really. So, and at the same time, this will have good video feed for us. And by the way, the Matek F405 is starting to come with 4 low ESR capacitors now. So when you get one, you're going to get 4. So you don't have to go scour the internet. So that's pretty good. That's very nice of Matek. They've done that here. All right, now for the frame, we're going to be using the Scorpion. I know a lot of people hate this frame and it's getting a lot of hate. Yes, it's somewhat the Armaton Chameleon clone, but it's just basically this front part in a sort of way, but everything else doesn't really seem like it's a clone, They're doing their own thing here. So anyways, this is going to be our durability test also for this frame. And for VTX, we're going to be using the Eachine TX526. Now, if you notice, it looks a little bit different. It's because this was a broken one, and what I've done is I put bipolar antennas. This is a lot better for me, so I don't break them, because I break a lot of antennas in VTXs here. So this is going to keep it very nice and good for me. And if you guys are interested, I'll make a video how I do this here. It's very simple. And for the motors, we're going to be using the DYS MARS. I've had these in the house for a while, and I really want to test them. So these are the 2400 kV, and I believe they're 2306 motors here. So these are going to be pretty cool, pretty sick, and they do have very long wires. So that's a big plus always on motors. And for camera ways, you're going to be using the Foxeer Xt60M or the Foxeer clone. So I don't know if this is a broken one or not, but we'll figure it out once we put it all together. And that's it. And I think for receiver, we're going to be using an XSR. I'll see what I have right now, and then or probably just an XM Plus or something for the receiver. So enough talking, and let's get started. Alright guys, so now before we begin, let's just prepare the ESC here. So that's going to be the first thing on the bottom. And I'm just preparing my soldering station here. Alright, so as you can see here, we have a 12-volt regulator. It's ground and 12-volt. And this is the regulator right there. It's not the best regulator. It could have a little bit of noise if you're powering your VTX from here. But I think like some kind of low ESR capacitor would clean that out. However, we're going to power our VTXs from the Matek F405 flight controller there. So we should be good on that part. So right now we're just going to prepare the pads. And we'll even clean these up a little bit. You never know. We might even just switch to them. Just to basically... I had wires here, that's why it's catching. Just to see how good they are for, testing purposes. So we'll do that later on. First, we're just going to see if the whole quad actually works. And then we'll come back. And then later on, we'll put the VTX through here also. So we can test its regulator and see how clean it is. So, but hopefully, we don't have any of those yaw issues. And should be pretty nice and smooth and beautiful. Because we want this one to be a very good one. As you can tell, it had some solder on it before. That's because when I was testing it on the bench. So yeah. Alright, so this side's done. Let's do this side now. I actually lost the paper that tells me which wires for what ESC and all that kind of stuff, which motor. So I'm going to have to make a quick search online in a bit, because I have no idea where I put that paper. It's been so long since we tested it, or it feels long at least. Alright, so this guy is complete here. Okay, so good. Alright, so right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the motors. and we're gonna start soldering them in. So give me a moment, be right back, guys. Alright guys, so I've gone ahead and installed the motors, and I think I already have a bad bearing without even ever using one. And it's this one right here. Can you hear that? So this is a bit scary. It might catch fire when we do it. See, these are nice and smooth. So maybe it's just my luck. I don't know. But we'll figure it out. So anyways, let's just get started. And we'll see that as it goes. So our first motor test without even flying it. So yeah, we already have that issue. Alright, so I put one big, long heat shrink on this here. Just to keep it nice and clean. We could tape it. And right now I'm just going to set them up. Just anything really. Just because, you know, we're just going to switch them in BL Heli. And it'll just be a lot easier for us. So I don't know. I'm thinking like this. We'll start with the first one here. So about here maybe. Just cut this bad boy right there. I wanted to thank you guys for all your comments in the giveaway. You guys are just absolutely amazing. And I will be doing a live stream because a lot of you are requesting a live stream. So we'll be doing a live stream very, very soon. Okay, so I kind of want to keep some slack. I don't want to remove this completely, just in case I ever need to take something out. And that usually does tend to happen sometimes. I want to keep them still kind of long because we're going to be switching the wires on this quad because it's our motor testing quad. So God dang it. There we go. Got one wire in. Let's do the next one in line. Right here. So the wind is starting to pick up into rain, and actually very strong wind, so I can't fly even if it's rain because the wind is just insane. Trees are just breaking apart right now here in Europe, so it's just terrible. There we go. That wire was actually a bit too short here, but I mean, how strong is that holding? That's good. So after this, I'm just going to skip over the rest, just because it's very time consuming, and I just don't want to kill most of your time here. So we're just going to do this together. It's the same process for all of them. Okay. Should have cleaned the solder station tip, but that's totally fine. Alright. Okay, so I'm just going to skip over the rest, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so now we're going to put the Xt60 connector on the flight controller, as you can see right here. And I'm using the helping hands, and these are a blessing. I really do love these. I've actually been using them a lot more often now. So let's just double check everything's in line good before we begin here. And there we go. Perfect. All right. So I'm very upset with that motor. We're gonna turn it on together. Hopefully it doesn't smoke, and we're gonna just keep concentrating. It's motor 2 that has the issue, and yeah, it's very bad. Is DYS going cheap on us? I mean, okay, the DYS AIO was good ESC. The DYS F30 amp ESC was a piece of something not good. Let's leave it at that. So I don't know what the hell's up with DYS. I hope they're watching this, because this is terrible. I was really actually excited to try them, because they look pretty damn cool. There we go. Give that a bit too. I think it's pretty much dry. Yeah, it seems like it. Pretty hot. And the board's pretty hot, so it's very good. This has gone down very well here. I'm very pleased. Double check polarity. So negative, once it focuses, negative, negative, positive, positive. Perfect. Alright, now let's see how we're going to give it power. I give it the ESC power, so let's check this out here. So the ESCs are done basically here. I mean the ESC with the motors, and I put some standoffs. And this is the front, so we're going to set it up like so. I'm not going to use the soft mounts that it comes with. I have some, I'm just going to use some rubber O-rings on the bottom and on the top, depending on what I'm going to use with it. So as you can see here, the ESC, the 4-in-1 ESC comes with these. So what we're going to do is we're going to power positive from one side here, negative from here. Just makes it a lot cleaner, I believe. So I'm going to keep some slack, not too much, because the more wire you have, the more chance of you getting noise into your system, which we don't want at all. So right now what I want to do is I just want to quickly solder these guys on here, because I want to see if the motor here if it's going to catch on fire, because it sounds like a bearing, but it also sounds like some kind of coil that's touching something, but I think it's a bearing here, because if I move it slowly there's no noise, and it's not the C-clip touching the frame. I double checked that. I removed the motor and spun it with my hand. It wasn't. So yeah, let's do this guy here. Alright, let's do this guy. I have a crazy new flight controller. I haven't tested yet. It's really pretty sweet. I do have some. I got the. By the way, I got the Racerstar 42 amp ESCs. The new, basically the 52 amp ones. But I got also the 42. They're about the same size. I haven't tested them if they're as good as the 52 ones. The new tattoos, those 72 megahertz microcontroller unit ones. So I don't know what to expect just yet. I'm just gonna add some solder on the wires now. I think what I'm going to do is hopefully I have standoffs that fit back here, because when I was actually taking off the screws from the top plate on this frame, this bottom part was bending, and it kind of scared me, and I do see it breaking, but that's why we're building it, to actually test this frame. So this way we can see. Some people will be happy if it breaks super easy. You know who you are. Alright, so let's just put this guy right here. So nice and shiny. So this is the hemostat, what I'm using to hold the wire here. And I'm soldering at 368 degrees Celsius. do this guy. But this guy, I'm gonna actually probably melt this, so I'm gonna just turn him around like so, so I don't hit it, because I don't like melting standoffs. I need to figure out how to hit this nice. So that should be pretty beautiful. It looks very nice. It's very good. Alright, so moment of truth. Zoom out here. So if I add power, obviously the ESC should get power. We should hear the initialization of the ESC. This is the motor with the issue here. So let me grab a battery. We're gonna stick it in and see what happens here. Alright, so I just got myself a battery here. And let's just see how much does this one have. This is exactly like the one that Joshua Bardwell just reviewed. I've had this for a while now. It even comes with a screen protector. It's pretty crazy. So it's pretty cool. 16.4 volts, so that's very good. This one's gonna be pretty well charged. So we're gonna see some nice smoke. And no smoke stopper. So just double check everything's in. Ready, guys? Let's zoom out a little bit more. Maybe a back one catches fire or something. So now we know if that one goes out right there, then it's a problem with the motor, and the ESC should be fine. But if we burn the ESC because of this, you can't blame the ESC here. So moment of truth. Let me do this in a way where I don't block your view. All right, ready, guys? Let's go. Okay, well, that's good. There was no smoke. I don't have the signal, so we can't really do anything with it. So, okay, well, that was nice. So what's the next step now? Okay, so the thing is, what I don't know is I still don't know the wiring here. I do have the wire, so we're gonna put that in. And I'm gonna quickly check which wire is what motor, so we can set this up correctly on the Matek all-in-one flight controller here. So let me do that real quick, I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I figured it out. So we have the first two is ground and 5 volt. So I guess this is a 5 volt regulator on board, as well as a 12 volt regulator. Yeah, it has both. So these two we're not going to really use, except the, not even possibly the ground. Well, we'll use the ground just in case. And these are the ones we want. So let's take a look here. So the first one is motor 1. So the green one here is going to be motor 1. The second one motor 2, and then 3, and then 4. So yeah, the 5 volt here I don't know what to do with really. So I think we're just gonna rip it off or cut it off or something. Let's leave it for later. You know what, I'm actually gonna just remove the 5 volt here. So let's just quickly do that. So if you don't know how to do this, all you do is just get something sharp and then just lift up the plastic piece, and then just comes right off. Just try not to break it though. There we go, got them out. Just push it back in. It's kind of a pain to get this one back in because my hands don't fit in here. For sure a lot of people's hands won't fit also because of the frame here. So it's a bit annoying. Now I know the pins are up top. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So they're pretty much kind of color coded here. So now we got these two. Let's bring our flight controller. And should we put the... No, let's not do that yet. Let's prepare the pads actually first. Let's do that now. So what do we need here? We need the solder obviously. So we need signal 1, which is motor 1. So here's motor 1. Done. Motor 3. Done. Motor 4. Done. And motor 2. Should have cleaned the tip off, but that's fine. Okay, so we got those. And alright, let's leave those a bit now. Okay, so we have this. Alright, so we're gonna prepare for our VTX, which is 9 volt ground, VTX, cam, ground. Okay, we're gonna prepare those pads right there. So let's just actually turn around this way. This frame kind of makes it a little bit difficult to solder. I'm gonna do it this way actually, it's better for me. So let's prepare those guys. So here's 9 volt. This is going to be for our VTX. This is the ground for our VTX. And this is our signal that's going to go out to our VTX. Okay, just make sure my soldering station is not going to get caught anywhere. Make sure the tip is clean. Let's do cam. This is where our yellow line would go in from camera. This is ground from our camera. And this is 5 volt for our camera. There we go. Now let's do S bus because we're going to be using S bus here. So let's see, where's S bus? Okay, so here's S bus right there. We're going to do S bus. Okay. And we need 5 volt and ground. And here's a 5 volt. Where else do we have 5 volt? Okay, so I'm going to use this 5 volt. And some people, by the way, noted to have issues on this pad here. So I don't know what's wrong with that one. So we're going to use this one here. So let's just do that. We'll use both of them. Also the ground for it. Which is this one. And this one. Oh no, I messed up. So the ground is the bottom one. That was buzzer ground. So yeah. So this is the ground we need. That one right there, because see, that's ground. This is buzzer negative. This would be buzzer negative. So it's kind of a bit confusing, but just, you know, take your time to figure it out. And there's S bus. I just really want to fix that S bus. Okay. So that's good. Let's grab our camera wires. Pretty much somewhat ready here, but they've been out for a while, so maybe we should cut them and redo them here. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. So let's do that now. There we go. We don't need them so long. There we go. Okay. Just trying to get the camera to stay focused here. Alright, let's prepare the wires. Perfect. Trim a little bit of here, a little bit there, and a little bit here. It's better to keep them trimmed down. And now we're going to do a little technique where we just slide it through and hopefully it works. So we'll start with... Alright, sorry about that. The camera kind of died while I was doing that. Good thing I noticed it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little technique where we stick them through here. So we're going to start with 5 volt because it'll be easier. And make sure the tip is clean. Right. So check this out. I just put this here and I kind of guide it. Just keep pushing back and forth and guide it with the soldering tip here. So just keep like that, and then you can feel it go in. And that went in. Perfect. Now we're going to do the same thing with the ground here. Once we get this guy to focus. So here's ground. Same kind of procedure, but we have to be a little bit careful here because we do have components. So and this one was an absolute failure. So yeah, okay, I really don't like this and I don't trust this. So right now it still has a little bit of solder on the tip, and maybe we can try to go for another shot here. So let's zoom in here. There we go. That seems to be good. Yeah, perfect. So let's get cam now. Same thing, but you have to be careful of the components that's right behind it, so we have to drop that guy right there. Just make sure the tip is clean. There we go. The wire of the soldering iron was getting caught. That went in beautiful. First try. So we just finished the camera basically. Awesome. Now we need the VTX. So I actually still don't know, to be honest, what VTX to use. We're just gonna use this one. Let's just use this one. Alright, so as you can see, the color coding is absolutely wrong here, so don't get lost with me. It's because I just found this one that kind of fit perfect, so I'm gonna use it. So we need these three. The others we really don't need, so let's just cut them off now. Alright, so we don't need those two right there. You could remove them also, which would be better. Or you could just cut them off, like I did. I'm just gonna cut them off. I'm actually gonna keep these like so. There's no need actually. Alright. So here we go. Let's just see what it says. So this is 7 to 24 volts. So this is going to be for positive. White is ground, and the green is going to be for video. Alright. I'm actually going to keep them this long. I'm trying not to make them shorter. So these aren't silicone, but I was just able to. So I was able to pull it off with my, well, not anymore. It's not working. So we're gonna have to, I think, burn these guys. Yep, we're gonna have to do that. Or maybe we can just do this. Fuck. So there's something crazy I just noticed on YouTube. Every time I upload the waterproof something, and I use that UV light to test it, it gets demonetized. So I don't know what the algorithm is catching, but it's trippy. This is like the third time that's happened to me. Third time in a row. When we did the first part, and then we did the VTX video, that separate one, and then we did the other day's almost complete build. So it's just pretty crazy. So I don't know what the algorithm's tripping on. Did we twist the wires? Because I kind of forgot actually. Anyways, we'll figure it out later. So let's trim some of these guys off. Right. Come here, Mr. Drone. Let's start with VTX down here. And VTX is what? It's going to be the yellow wire usually. Unlike me, it's going to be green here. So we're going to take the green wire, as you can see where it says video. So we're going to take the green wire, which is normally a yellow wire for people who use the correct connectors. And this thing just keeps sliding on my fingers. Perfect. And these wires are actually better than the ones that it usually comes with. So white is ground for me. Okay. And red is the voltage for me. And that's not going pretty well. Yep, it's not going good at all. Yeah, I don't like this. So I'm going to redo this. For some reason, it's very difficult to see it on camera and do this. Just going to add a little bit of solder. Hopefully it'll burn that extra. There we go, it did. Perfect. It's fully contaminated though, but it's fine. It's gonna work just fine. Okay. It's weird how it looks over there. I'll show you guys. It's holding good. There's nothing leaking, if that's the word we want to use. However, I don't like that extra piece of solder right there between the ground and the 9 volts. So, see how we can do this on camera. There we go. Oh, the camera helped me this time. Alright, so the VTX is basically complete here. And the camera. All we'll need to do is just put the receiver. So we're going to route this here for right now. I'll just leave it out of the way. So let's start with the ESC. So this is the first one. Or actually, let's start with ground. So we could ground this really anywhere. So, and I am planning on keeping these wires long because I don't want to shorten them out because it'll just be a nightmare once they're super short. So right there is good. Just have it run under the flight controller here. You can ground this anywhere. So basically we're grounding our signals here in theory. But we already did here, but I mean, yeah. It doesn't hurt to double ground, I guess. Where am I going to ground this guy? We'll use this ground down here. So that went in beautiful. We can't see, but it's just went in flush. So we just grounded our ESC. And now we need motor 1. Let's see which one's our motor 1. So let's just move this guy. So this is green is motor 1. So let's move green because he's going to be in the back. So we're going to route one at a time. So here's the green. It's not where I wanted him. I wanted him in here. So that would go right there. And I'll shorten him out a little bit, but not too much, just in case it doesn't stick out of the frame here. And we have the propeller cut it off. That would actually suck. So, right, stay up here, buddy. Why are you going down? Don't sleep on me. Anyways. It's like I'm eating with chopsticks or something. There we go. Let's check the wire. It's a bit long. There we go. Hopefully this quad's gonna be good. The characteristics and everything. I had in my mind another quad, but I completely tore that one apart. It was the iFlight, what is it, IX5? It was that like mixture of carbon foam and stuff. Not the Simplex, the different one. So, there we go, that's it, pretty damn good. Let's take a look here. Second one is yellow, I believe. Yes, yellow. Motor 2 is yellow, which is up here. So, hold on, 2, and then here's 3. So I'm going to put 3 here. I'll leave those two up there. So here's motor 2, which will go here. So let's cut that right now. And let's cut this, motor 4. This is motor 3. And let's actually just see if we can do this without adding solder on every single one of them, because it's so time consuming. Okay, motor 3 done. This would be motor 4. It's too long here. Okay. Perfect. And this is motor 2. Kind of went backwards in a way, but it's okay. So now I think just receiver and we're basically done. I mean, if motor 4 works, I mean 2, because we had that issue. I should have cleaned the tip. Cleaning the solder tip gets annoying sometimes. Okay, that's good. Let's make sure these two are not touching in any sort of way. They're not. There we go. That's a minus sign of the ground. Makes you think like it's touching, but it's really not. Alright, so I think actually we're done. That was actually very fast. This whole build actually took me an hour. I mean, I still haven't put everything in yet, but the wiring is completely done. So in theory, everything should work. Here we go. Maybe we shouldn't put these on just yet. Actually, let's connect it to Betaflight together and put a battery in and see if it'll blow up. Hopefully it won't. So, okay, we have this. Let's just zoom out and watch the motors here. So now we're gonna stick a battery. This battery's about, I don't know, it's pretty full. I mean, it's not dead. I think it's 4 volts each cell. So let's see, 16.4 volts, 89%. So it's a pretty full battery here. All right, let's connect Betaflight. Okay, before I put the battery in. Okay, so everything looks like it's good. Motors, tabs. Okay, so moment of truth, guys. Let's see. Okay, well, that's good. So our issue is with that motor right there, which is motor 1, 2. That's motor 2. So let's see. You see that? It tripped out. When I enabled this motor, it made the ESC reset and then started giving it that motor. And this one, even though it still spun. So, okay. Let's check what protocol. Okay, we're on one shot 125. So let's go to Xt60, save and reboot. What version am I running? Okay, double check on Xt60. Yep, Xt60. And let's redo this again. Why does everything come on one shot? I think it's retarded. Alright, so another test of the city motor with the problem. Or the noise. We should say the noise, possibly better. Okay, so we're gonna give it. Okay, I've enabled the motors. I'm gonna start with motor 1 back here. I don't like how it sounds. That's the motor with the issue. Vibrations aren't that bad, but this is a silicone pad here. Okay. Well, everything is working. I think it's a bad bearing. It's good, but it doesn't sound smooth at all. At all. Alright, so I have an idea. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna finish this and we're gonna arm it, and I'm able to simulate the yaw twitch by hand actually sometimes. So I've been playing with these boards for a while, so we'll do that. Okay, so let me see what I have here done. So let's just get some rubber and dampeners, and I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna actually put the camera in place. And the VTX, I'm actually gonna stick it up top here, and there's a hole back here. So basically I'm gonna put this through the hole like this, and this is gonna be just stuck on the top of the frame. And I think it should be very good. It should last a while. Maybe we should just take it all the way down to the bottom. I believe it's probably best like this here, and then the receiver up there. I think that'll be better. Maybe this might hit a propeller. I doubt it. Well, let's see, because I kind of want to remove it away from these wires here. Yeah, actually I'm going to put it up top. Actually, it's going to be up here somewhere, so yeah. Alright, so let me actually do that real quick, and I'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, so it is complete, and actually it feels pretty light for some reason. Just carrying it. It does look pretty sexy. I know people are going to hate this. I'll fix these in a bit. However, what I've done is I've put no low ASR capacitor because I want to see if the yaw twitch happens with this ESC. And this is the Racerstar 35 amp Tattoo 4-in-1 ESC. And to be honest, I'm pretty surprised because I just set it to 8K, and I armed it, and I went to move. Nothing. There was no twitch. However, on ESCs such as the Airbot Wrath, when I drop it down to 16 kilohertz, and I arm it, and I move it, even on 8K, 6K, sometimes I get the yaw twitch. 8K, no yaw twitch. However, let's take it one step further. Let's do 32K. Let's do that together now. So, this is going to be pretty insane. This ESC might actually, this 4-in-1 ESC actually might be pretty good. I can tell you it's better than the Typhoon. The Typhoon ESC having a lot of issues with, and it's bad. I've used a lot of low ASR capacitors on it. Still have a shitload of noise. So, alright. So we have this. So, and where is our transmitter? Well, first let's just show you. Now currently it's on 8K. And we're gonna just arm it here. Okay. So 8K, no twitch, which is super awesome. Alright, so let's just go back here like this. Fits pretty nice. I really like it, but I do see this back part's gonna break. I don't want to say very easy, but it seems like it's gonna break. I'm hoping I'm totally wrong, but anything's possible. So we're enabling 32K. We're gonna set it 32K, 16K as a start. Save and reboot. All right. So just give it a moment. All right. Let's see. Hopefully, moment of truth. Let's unplug this guy. I could hear it. I could hear it, but this is good though, because I've seen it do a lot worse on 32K, 16K. Okay, so we're gonna keep it on 8K, 4K. This is how I like to fly. So 8K, 8K for sure, we didn't see it. However, with propellers, it does get amplified. So the issue does get amplified more when you have propellers on, which is totally fine. So 8K, 4K, save and reboot. This is good to know. And anyways, I have it on D-Shot 600. So connect, and let's see. So this is now 8K, 4K. Perfect. They sound good. Alright, well that's good. Alright guys, so that's going to conclude it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and this is going to be pretty fun. It's going to be pretty interesting. There's a couple things that you guys need to take note of. I just noticed the back is it's not so stiff. I wish they would cut it to here. It would have been a lot better. And another thing is this motor is really annoying me, so this might cause us some problems. This can induce noise also, depending. I don't know if you've ever had a propeller hitting like your antenna. That actually even gives you noise, that produces noise. So you know, I really don't know what to expect. So, anyways, well, we're gonna see once we take it out for a flight, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys have any questions or any suggestions, feel free to let me know. And this 4-in-1 ESC looks like an absolute winner. Just from right now, I just have a good feeling about this, and hopefully I'm correct. But we will know once we take it out for the real world flight testing. And that's it, guys. So I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. See you guys. Take care.